Well, it's almost the end of June. Time to start prepping for, you know what. Silage crew phoned up. Say their swather's coming tomorrow. So I guess I better get a site ready in case we need it. Got the bales moved, got the fence post pulled out. Now we gotta clean this up. Not a bad way of pulling plastic off. That was a good strip. Well, now that we got the plastic kind of loosened up, the not so glorious a job of kind of bunching it up by hand here so I don't get too much dirt in it, so then I could dispose of this stuff. Well, sight's leveled off, just in case I need it. Dirt's piled over there. Plastic pulled out over there. For those of you who are wondering what I do with the plastic, well, all I can say is, sorry, Greta. Well, they're cutting there right now. Not as big a swath as last year, so they're definitely doubling it up. Doesn't seem to be as much issues with bunching and whatnot, so 2 30-foot swaths, what they're putting together. Forgot to mention in the last clip, my estimation hopefully for this year should be around 4 ton to the acre. Last year was 6. Shorter crop, so can't expect as big a yield. Well, it's the next morning, and the boys have just finished, the boys and girls I guess, have just finished chopping silage. The chopper operator told me there's 1,015 tons in this pile on 286 acres. So, and that's metric tons. So you do the math on what it's going to turn out to, and I'll tell you in a minute. Putting the tarp on. Yeah, real nice job packing. I really like it. Should make some nice silage. Well, it's all over with for right now. We've got the pile tarped and dirt banked up around it so the tarp don't fly away, and also to help seal the air out of it. For those of you that don't know how silage works, this feed is put up, is put in the pile at around 65% moisture, as compared to cutting hay and rolling it up in a baler or square baler, whatever, at 15% moisture. Feed that's put up over 20-25% moisture will rot if the air isn't squeezed out of it. So this is why you've seen the tractor running up and down the pile, and they're packing all the time to squeeze the oxygen out, so then the feed will ferment properly and have good quality feed. Another reason why we put the tarp on is for spoilage, because guys have done silage like this without putting a tarp on. They just threw straw on top or whatever, but I don't care to do that. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Some people don't bother with tarps and just put straw or whatever on there, or nothing at all. Well, for alfalfa silage, over the summer, there creates a lot of rot on the top. Maybe get a couple of feet of spoilage and whatnot, and I guess if you're willing to accept that, okay. But we're going to the expense and the time to do this. What's a few extra dollars for a tarp and get it done properly? I feel, anyways. So that help explains things. I don't know, just don't be afraid to ask questions or in the comment section, and I can hopefully answer them for you. But so yeah, it's, oh, and I did some math here. They told me it was 1,115 tons in this pile, and that's metric tons. So what I like doing is going with the imperial tons, because I'm used to that, pounds and short tons and whatnot. So I think I worked it back. I think it was 1,116 imperial tons. And so that made it 3.9 tons to the acre. Imperial tons. And I was hoping for 4. Wasn't too far off. The field south, what we call on 10, I think it only did about, well, I think it was doing good if it did 3. I think it was less than that, 3 tons to the acre. But over here, switch you back, I don't know if you can see that field just past the harrows there. Hang on, I'll get on the loader. Try to zoom you in. What we call the hill there, and it runs to the north and goes on some of my stuff out there. It did a tremendous amount. In fact, I think the last field they said they were on, they figured it was doing about 6 ton an acre. That's metric ton, of course. But so I thought that helped boost our yields pretty good. Considering the way it was this year here was dry as a bone, only until about 2 to 3 weeks ago. I guess better not complain with what we got, because they were telling, the crew was telling me that a lot of the fields they were in this year, it's anywhere from 1.5 tons to 4 ton an acre. So compared to a lot of 6 ton crops last year, which, you know, I guess we should consider ourselves pretty fortunate with what we got for this year. Shout out, before I forget, shout out to Rook Farms. That they've been doing our silage for 2 years now. I think they do a bang up job. They pack real nice, and I really like what they do. Just hope the bill was a little cheaper than last year, that's all. But anyways, on that note, hope you've enjoyed this video. If so, like, comment, subscribe. Even if you don't like it, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. Yes?